Because we standing up for our people. Come pull around. Come pull around. Come pull around. It's important, sis. Come pull around. Give me that Isaiah 11:11. See that our people are seeking salvation. She want to know why 4 dudes is on the corner. 4 black dudes is on the corner. That piques her interest because it's natural for you to be with your own people, to desire to be with your own people. God says that. Read.
Isaiah chapter 11 and in verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again, the second time.
Again, the second time. Read on.
To recover the remnant of his people.
So God is going to, with a mighty hand, with power, it's going to be spectacular. He's coming again to gain his people back. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, there's no more need to fear. God is coming to retrieve you again, just like he did in Egypt, with a mighty hand. We're still talking about Egypt today.
Right.
We're still talking about Egypt today, but there's going to come a point in time where that's going to be nothing in comparison. That's going to be nothing in comparison, because from the places where you've been scattered in this era, God is with a mighty hand going to come scoop you again. He's going to come get you again. And the only reason why you don't believe that is because you rather believe the white man, the person that's continually killed you, continually oppressed you. Read.
Which shall be left from Assyria.
So where is God going to pick us up from? Assyria. Read.
And from Egypt.
Right.
And from Pathros.
Right.
And from Cush.
Right.
And from Elam.
Right.
And from Shinar.
Right.
And from Heaven.
Right.
And from the islands of the sea.
From the islands of the sea, black man.
Right.
He's going to come get you from the islands of the sea.
Right.
You're seeing it right now.
That's right.
Isaiah 30 and 20. You're seeing him come recover his people right now.
Yes.
No longer a need to fear. You're not going to be in the ghetto forever. Your teachers are here. Come on, sis. Come on. Yeah, you good, sis. Come on. Read that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity.
Though we've had a lot of affliction in our lives, right, sis?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, man. Where you see yourself on the sign, sis?
So
This is the. You all of them?
yeah.
That's interesting. We was just talking about it. Our people are typically the only people that say that we're multiracial, right? Let me ask you a question. There's a cop that just passed by. Is he gonna come and say there's an all races, multiracial woman that we looking for? If he looking for you, what is he gonna say?
You say we black.
Exactly, right?
That's
Is
right.
your father on this chart? You see your father anywhere?
Haitian and American Indian and
Okay.
I prefer Native American or
Okay.
indigenous person and
Gotcha.
American black.
Right. None of those things are true names, right? But instead, right, you say your dad might be Haitian. That's the tribe of Levi. Levi, that's where I'm from, right? You said he might be Native American as they're so-called today. You got the tribe of Gad, maybe tribe of Reuben, right? So these are the things that God called us on this side. These are the things that we was called in slavery, right? American black is not our name. African American is not our name. Native American is not, Aborigine, indigenous is not our name, right? So that's what we're teaching. We're teaching history in the Bible to prove who we are, right? You familiar with these histories right here?
Yeah.
Right? Let me show you that in the Bible real quick. Deuteronomy 28. You familiar with the Bible at all, sis? What's your name, sis? Angie. I'm Ithiel. It's good to meet you. You're going to learn something today. You was traveling through the streets in Maui today, but you wasn't expecting no black man to be coming here delivering you information. First of all, because we not here and we scared of each other in Maui. Nobody say what's up to each other. You rather smile in the face of Filipino men and white men. But when it comes to gathering our people together, we don't look each other in the eye. We walk out. Read. Listen good, right? I asked you a question. Let me backtrack. You familiar with the story with Moses at all? Okay, right. Moses freed his people out of where? Egypt, right? He said, let my people go, right? And he took them into wilderness and he taught them laws, statutes, and commandments, right? This is what he was saying to those same people, the children of Israel, as he was coming up to the border of the promised land, right? Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Angie, Moses is telling the people that he freed up out of Egypt. He said, if you don't listen to all these commandments that I've been giving you, curses is going to come upon you and overtake you, right? Now let's listen to these curses, right? Because a curse could be, it's not magic curses. It's not things that, oh, like, yo, I'll never be able to move my arm again or something, right? That's not what it is. These are things that we can look at in history, right? Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So when you go to any new city, right? For example, right? We went to McKenna before. Very rich people over there, right? We found no black people, right? We have to come way over here, right? Where the projects and ghettos is at, right? With the mall with the Sears still in it. You understand? Right? We have to come there to find our people. So if you in the city or you in the suburbs, where you gonna find your people? In the worst possible conditions. If you want to go to any new city and be like, I need a place to go find black people, guaranteed, where am I gonna go? Martin Luther King Street, which would probably be where? In the ghetto. In the ghetto. There we go, right? So God says we're going to be cursed in the cities, cursed in the field. Here's some examples of how our people was cursed in the cities, cursed in the field.
Teach.
You see us right there in the field.
I got a question.
Slavery. In the cotton fields, slavery. On the auction blocks, slavery. Right here, being hung up. You said you was Native American, right? As we're so called. Here go our forefathers being hung up and burned. Here go a white man down here stoking the fire, burning our forefathers and foremothers, right? What does he have in his hand right here? A baby. What's he about to do?
Rip that baby in two.
He about to smash this baby against the wall. These are the things that our people have suffered. This is what God said would happen, right? Read verse 29 real quick. Then I'll answer your question. Don't lose your question.
Verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
You know what that mean, Angie? That mean we not going to have a clue what's going on, right? The Chinese man get here, he build Chinatown ASAP. He got all kind of contracts, all kind of direct lines. But the black man, the black woman, got to hustle and bustle, right? He's like, let's figure this out. Let's do this. Oh, it didn't work? I got to turn around and start from scratch again. Oh, I got blocked right here. I got to turn around and start from scratch again. What should I do? I have a degree, but I work at the grocery store. Right? These are things that our people suffer. Read on.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
Black people, Latino people, Native American people have not prospered in America. We have not. Anytime we have built anything up, it has been destroyed. Read on.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
That's the status of us in America. Get verse 68, and then I'll answer your question. That's the status of our people in America. We are only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
Right.
You know what it means to be spoiled? Ruined, right? But it also means to be robbed. To be robbed. So we are robbed of all our ingenuity. We invent, you see these traffic lights right here? Black man invented that, right? Right? Do we get any residuals?
I don't know.
Absolutely not, right? All the cotton that we picked here, right? The white man gave us a free t-shirt. Right? All the sugar that we milled and stuff out of the lands, right? Do we get a free big gulp at 7-Eleven? Free slushy? No. Right? That's us being robbed and spoiled.
Right.
Right? Finish verse 68, then I got your question, sis.
Remember,
Remember, this is the curses that we would suffer, but we find these things that we suffer in history. Now watch this. This is the big one. Read.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Angie, what was the children of Israel doing in Egypt?
Working slaves.
Slaves, right? He said, I'm going to bring you back into slavery again, right? This is one of the curses if we don't listen, right? Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
I'm going to bring you into slavery again with ships. Did that happen to our people, Angie?
Yeah.
Did that absolutely? Who else did that happen to? Did that happen to the Chinese man?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
The Chinese man was on the ship. What ship?
They came here and we worked like slaves.
No, they did not. That's why they have shrines to their gods. Oh, that's what they tell you. Your people was brought here to relieve them in 1899 to 1901.
That's right.
They formed labor unions. You can't do that when you're a slave.
Right.
You can't strike at critical points when you're a slave. We have not been able to do that. That's what they tell you in public school. That's what they tell you at all these festivals. Right? If they were slaves, how come they live so abundantly here? How can they live deliciously here? The Japanese man is not in dire straits here. Unity. right? In slavery, they kept us separated. No talking, niggas, right? You couldn't even marry who you wanted to marry. You couldn't breed with who you wanted to breed with. They made sure that was done. But the Chinese man breed all he want, right? We finish that up. Listen good. Here's the difference.
Verse 68.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships,
Right?
by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
He said, just the way I'm saying it, right? Read.
And thou shalt see it no more again.
Does the Chinese man go to his homeland whenever he wants to? Absolutely. They got planes going back and forth, right? But us, do we go back to our homeland?
Can if you want.
Where?
Anywhere.
Where's the black man's homeland?
Ghana.
What part of Ghana? How you know you from Ghana?
I don't know.
That's the difference. That's the difference, sis. We establishing communities in Ghana. It's an estimation of Ghana. White man says you're probably from the west coast of Africa somewhere because you stole your forefathers from there. But you can't go back to the lands of your forefathers. These are the things that make us think that we're free, because I can go back to Ghana, right? If you want to go back to Ghana, you must have a passport, right? And it must have an eagle stamped on it for you to leave this thing, right? If you don't have an ID with a star on it, right, you can't go into the airport.
Right.
That's not freedom. You don't have no Ghana Airlines picking you up.
Nope.
You understand? That's the difference. Finish that up.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Yep.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Was the Chinese man sold unto his enemy? Was the Arab man sold unto his enemy? No, we were. Read on.
For bondmen
Slave men
and bondwomen.
and the sisters too. The sisters was not free from that, right? We were sold for bondmen and bondwomen, and nobody has set us free. You think that little legislation that they put out in 1865 said, "Oh, the Negroes is good now. Let them get apartments. They can have good jobs." No, we still live in the ghettos. We still work in some of them same fields.
Right.
But the Chinese man, he got his fishing boat. He got his shrines to his God. The Arab man got his own country. They have military. That's one of the reasons you know they have money with their face on it. That's how you know you're free. If a Chinese man get beat up on an airplane, what's gonna happen? China's gonna be like, no more flights coming from y'all over here. But if we get beat up on an airplane, what happens? Maybe we could text Al Sharpton, maybe, or nothing happens. No defense. That's the difference. All right, sis. What was your question?
One, why y'all use the white man's book?
Who told you it was the white man's book?
This book was written politically motivated, especially that version.
Are you familiar with King James, or are you just?
Very familiar with him.
Okay. All right. Okay. What do you know about him?
He was a king of England.
Okay.
He wanted to divorce his wife, so he had the priest or whatever write him a new book, because the old book said he couldn't do that.
Okay. So where in the Bible does it say that you can just divorce your wife?
It doesn't.
Okay. Then so if he wrote that for that purpose, then what are you talking about? If he wrote the Bible so that way he could divorce his wife.
Book and made a whole new religion, politically motivated. I mean, that's history.
It's not. It's
But-
not.
but there
Those are
are
things that we're
all
told.
of-
The same
all
way we
of these
believe that the
people-
Chinese man is just
all of these
has been
people-
oppressed like us.
I listen to you, so
Okay.
listen to me. All of these people had their own religions and their own belief systems way before this book came about.
That's false. This
That's
book has
not
been
false.
around. This book has been around for centuries and millennia, right? This is a heritage.
These people
This is
have
a
been
heritage.
here long.
Let me show you something. Let me show you
before
something.
Israel
Give me
was-
Numbers 15 and 38. I'm gonna show you something, and then after that, give me Second
I
Ezra.
don't want to listen to that no more, because that you're saying keep reading this book, and I'm
Hold on.
saying I don't believe in this book. So,
Did the
point
Bible
number
say that we
two,
were going to slavery on
I don't
ships?
believe the Bible.
Did the Bible say that we're going to slavery? Do you believe
I
history?
Believe the Bible. I do.
Do you believe history?
And so did the Aztecs, so did the Mayas, so did the Incas, so did the Indians, so did the Haitians.
Yes.
So did voodoo. So did
Voodoo?
yes.
Come on, we Haitian. They don't believe in the. They don't follow the Bible. If you say you
They
believe
don't
in
follow
something,
the Bible, that's what I'm
if
saying.
you say you
All of
believe in
these
something
groups
but
of
don't
people-
follow it, you don't believe it.
All of these groups of people had their own histories and their own
If I
books that
say
said
I
pretty
love
much
my
the
wife
same
and I
thing.
punch her in the face every day, do I love my wife?
What's the point?
No.
What
Right?
are we
So
talking about?
we're gonna learn something new today, because what you're learning
I'm
about King
not-
James is conjecture.
Okay.
Conjecture.
Number
Right?
two.
He did not write the
Number
Bible.
two.
He did not write the Bible.
What's the point, though?
The
Like,
point
what's the
is
solution?
for us to come back. Why do we go into curses? Why did them curses happen?
What's the solution?
I'm telling you, but
What's
we
the
gotta have the
solution
dialogue.
offering me?
salvation for our people, right?
How?
We have to have identity, right? If you go around here, the reason why you came up is you said you saw 4 black guys. If you saw 4 Chinese guys, not that interesting. 4 Arab guys, not that interesting. We have a desire to be with our own people, right? But being with our own people, we have to have laws that govern us. The reason that we are oppressed and scattered everywhere is because we don't follow our God. We don't follow the covenant that our forefathers made with him, right? So that's why here in Maui, where we're not educated properly, where we're not funded properly, where we're not hired properly, and we have poor living conditions, these things are allowed to happen. So the solution is keeping God's commandments. Give me Deuteronomy 28 verse 1, right? This is the solution, right? Our people refuse to hear it because they believe something. They believe something. Are we doing that? Are our people doing that? Are our people doing that?
Everybody's doing that.
No. I said, are our people doing that? Because we're not equal to everybody, right? Hey, listen. This is what we're offering, right? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
If we do all his commandments, read.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
That's what will happen. That's the solution. Keeping God's commandments is what's going to allow him to, is what's going to make him set us on high above all nations upon the face of the earth. But he said, if we don't keep the commandments, we're going to be cursed indefinitely. So what should we be doing? What's the solution? To not anger our God anymore. To not allow, so that the white man is not allowed to do whatever he wants to us. So the Chinese man is not allowed to beat up our women in the hair store. You understand? Now give me Numbers 15:38, what I was saying. Because she said, this sister had, our people here had their own religions, right? Right? The first commandment is to have no other God before them, right? So what happened when they did go off into their own religions, right, is God sent the conquistador against them. And we're going to prove that in the Bible too, because the Bible is a history book that was authorized by King James.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.